Hi everybody, welcome back to the show formerly known as Dear Mr. DeRosa. For reasons beyond my control, it's now going to be known as Mr. DTV. But basically the idea is going to be the same. I'm going to answer any questions about anything teaching or education related that you send along to me, teachforever@gmail.com. And if I don't have any emails to answer specifically, I'm just going to cover topics that I know teachers are dealing with at this point in the year, or at whatever point we're at in the year. The first thing I want to go into, and maybe over the next few videos, is sort of not-so-secret secrets to making this spring semester the best one possible. And we're going to focus on one thing today, which is reaching out and building a relationship with the students who you haven't built a relationship with yet. Because I'm assuming at this point in the year, you have a huge number of students who you have a great rapport with, you know, those kids that love you, that like come by when you're in your planning period or during lunch and after school and before school, and they just can't get enough of you, and that's great. Keep that going. But I want you to get that kind of rapport with as many students as possible, and it is possible. And this is how you're going to go about it. First of all, we need to identify them. Make a list. Sit down and write down all the students who you have a negative relationship with or no relationship with. So in other words, kids who are causing problems and you're always getting in trouble, and the kids who are quiet, the silent type, the ones who don't even talk to their fellow students most of the time. Make a list and start to think about, what do you know about those kids? Really look at that list and reflect on, what have my interactions with that kid been like so far? And especially for the ones who are getting in trouble all the time, you might realize that you just assume that kid's doing something bad every time you look at them. Like, you just look at them and you don't like them. And I want you to throw that out. I want you to act like this January, past January has been you're cleaning the slate. You're starting over, okay? And you're giving everybody another chance, because everybody deserves a second chance. And even if you give some of those kids a million chances, you got to think about, where are they coming from? Because the kids who are causing the most problems usually have a lot of stuff going on outside school. And the more you can try and connect with them about it and relate to them about it, that's where you're going to make your success. So you need to observe. You need to listen. You need to recall what you already know. You need to reach out and do some recon and talk to teachers who you know have a good relationship with those students. And figure out how you're going to kind of approach them differently. You basically have to think of it like, this is my chance to get everybody on the right foot. Get everybody doing what I want them to do. And it's all about that one-on-one conversation. It might be as simple as asking a question or saying, hey, I noticed you were doing blank, or I really like your whatever it might be. Maybe you noticed you like the same team, for example. And believe me, you get students' attention when you talk about sports, especially when your favorite team is 2,000 miles away from the place its home base is. That's always a good thing to at least stir up a conversation with, if that kid's interested in that sport, for example. But there's a million different ways to go. Why? Why do we do this? Well, I really feel like beyond the content, our goal as teachers is to kind of build these kids up, build up their self-confidence, build up their self-esteem. Let them know that they can reach whatever goals we have for them. And chances are the kids you don't have a relationship with don't have a lot of positive influences telling them those things. So you got to do everything you can for that. And on the other side, it's not just for the kids. It's for you. Those relationships, your bond with the kids is the thing that's going to stick with you the longest. The thing that you're going to remember every year from here on out. And that's really, if we're not in this for the kids, if we're just in this because the content's great, I think you need to look at another career. Okay, so think about it, and I think you'll come up with a lot of great ideas for building relationships with the kids you haven't built a relationship with yet. Excuse me, I don't know what those noises are. But that's about it for this week. I'm going to cover a lot of other similar topics on the same vein of making spring semester work really well over the next few videos. But if you have a question about anything, and I am willing to talk about anything, if you bounce an idea off me, I'm going to throw something at you. If you don't like it, you can send it right back. And at the very least, you'll get a sounding board. Teachforever@gmail.com. And I hope to hear from you soon.